Most fossils tell us about ancient life, but some rare ones capture something far darker: the moment of death itself. These are not just bones and stone. They are violent struggles, disasters, and tragedies frozen forever. Today, we'll look at some of the most disturbing deaths ever preserved in fossils. Moments of terror that time refused to erase. The fighting dinosaurs, Mongolia. In the dry deserts of Mongolia, buried under shifting sands, scientists uncovered one of the most famous and disturbing fossil discoveries in history: two dinosaurs locked in their final battle. A velociraptor, small but deadly, claws extended, teeth sunk deep. Its enemy, a protoceratops, biting down hard on the velociraptor's arm with all the strength it had left. They were frozen at the exact moment of combat. Paleontologists believe a sudden sandstorm or collapsing dunes smothered them alive, preserving their violent fight for eternity. Imagine the panic: claws tearing, jaws crushing, sand filling their lungs, until both collapsed in silence. For over 70 million years, these two enemies remained locked together, locked in rage and pain. It is one of the only fossils that captures not just life, but the raw, horrifying instant of death. The ash-frozen rhino. Turkey, 9 million years ago, a rhinoceros-like creature roamed the plains of what is now Turkey. But its life ended in fire. A massive volcanic eruption exploded with unstoppable force. Clouds of ash and waves of burning debris rolled across the land. The rhino was caught in it. Its body was burned alive. Its flesh scorched away. Its final moments were agony. When scientists uncovered its fossil, they found something chilling: the skull bore marks, showing that the intense heat boiled its brain before its body was buried under volcanic ash. The animal didn't just die, it was cooked alive by the earth itself. This discovery is disturbing because it reveals a death that was not quick. It was suffering etched into bone, a story of pain sealed in stone. Millions of years later, the fossil still whispers the cruelty of nature when disaster strikes. The pterosaur and the fish, Germany. In ancient seas that once covered what is now Germany, a flying reptile called a pterosaur soared above the waves. But one day, hunger brought it too close to the water. In a split second, a giant predatory fish leapt out and snapped its jaws around the pterosaur. The hunter had become the hunted, but the attack went horribly wrong. As the fish dragged the pterosaur down, its wings thrashed, blocking the fish's throat. The fish began to choke. Both creatures struggled, sinking deeper until they died together. The limestone preserved their bodies side by side, forever locked in their fatal mistake. It's a fossil that captures irony in its purest form. One moment, predator and prey collided. The next, both were victims. The hunter's success became its death sentence. The terrible death of the ichthyosaur, England. Perhaps one of the most disturbing fossil deaths ever discovered came from England, in the remains of an ichthyosaur, an ancient marine reptile that ruled the seas. The fossil shows the creature with a stomach packed full of sharp, undigested bones. Scientists believe it gorged itself on prey too quickly, swallowing more than it could handle. The meal became its doom. The sharp bones tore through its stomach from the inside, causing internal bleeding and death. Its last moments were slow, painful, and inescapable. This fossil doesn't just show the creature's skeleton. It shows a death caused by hunger, greed, and desperation. In the end, the hunter was killed not by another predator, but by its own appetite. These fossils disturb us because they are not silent skeletons. They are moments of terror, struggle, and pain captured forever. The velociraptor locked in battle, the rhino burned alive, the pterosaur dragged down by its own prey, the ichthyosaur destroyed by its last meal. They remind us that death has always been violent, and it has always left stories behind. Fossils are not just the remains of life. Sometimes they are echoes of fear. And millions of years later, we are still staring at them, trapped in the very moment where life ended. If you want more strange discoveries, and chilling stories from the hidden past of our world? Subscribe to Avenza Void. This is just the beginning.